Well, hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back or welcome to Terrific Tarot. Today I will be reading the Celtic cross spread for Sagittarius. It is February 25th, 2025. Let's just get right to it. So we've got this for you. This is you, Sagittarius, Queen of Cups. Cups, they are associated with social aspects of ourselves, our romantic relationship, and the family we choose. Not necessarily the family that we were born into. It's also our emotional selves, our feelings. It is also our emotional selves, our feelings, and our inner responses to events. So, Sagittarius, as water of water, you at this moment are the most receptive. So, think about water. Think about water in a stream. Flux and change, ebb and flow. It comes in, it comes out. It is never the same, but it's always the same. Does that make sense? So right now, you, like water, are responding in that same way. You respond and change in reaction to your situation. This can make you extremely sensitive and emotional, easily hurt, taking things to heart and being affected by circumstances can be an everyday thing for you. You're a great listener, and much of your life is going on inside of your head right now. If this resonates, then just wait until we get to justice, which is the basic theme of this reading. It is going to obviously be the sensitive nature that you're in, the sensitive state of which you are finding yourself. It is not bad. It is not good. It has trade-offs. You're sensitive. You might be sensitive to others right now. If you're going through something, you are going to feel so more empathetic to someone who's going through that same thing. Or later on down the road, you will have all of these lessons. And that is a gift that can keep on giving. Trust me. Sometimes, though, it is good when we use justice, because this can be exhausting, right, Sagittarius? It can be. And at a certain point, you just have to learn acceptance. And this is where you're at right now. With justice, it is accepting the trade-offs. We are accepting that if we do this, then this. If we do that, then that. It's as simple as that. It's not complicated. It just sometimes we don't want to accept these things. But we're at a phase now, Sagittarius, where we simply are accepting it. Plain and simple. The foundation of this, with the Five of Swords, shows that there might have been some deception from our past or from people who hurt us before. We recognize now that perhaps people are not as open and honest as they seem. It also suggests that the people who are in this situation are more keen, I'm not sure if you can see it there, they're more keen to be victorious. They'll use trickery and deceit against you, making the conflict unfair. They would rather see themselves victorious than create a amiable situation. So we may have been dealing with some unfair battles, rumors. Perhaps we just had to learn to accept that if this, then that. And all we can do is monitor ourselves. And now that brings us to the past, where we got the High Priestess. This shows that in your past, you have been extremely intuitive and very, very in touch with inner knowledge. You can't prove it, but you know it in your heart. And perhaps there was a test and then you came through and now you are 100% on this. You trust your instincts. And that is so good. It is solid, your instincts. Now here we go to the goals. We drew the Emperor reversed. As far as goals go, it seemed odd that it would be reversed, but I'm taking it as this. You want a situation where you can be childlike, where you don't have to be responsible, where you don't have to grow up. If this is about getting a job where you can go to work every day and it's like you're having so much fun, maybe perspective is something you might want to think about. I only say that because then we get the future, the reverse Ace of Wands, kind of meaning that your process, what you're dreaming of, is going to be unfulfilled. So perhaps it might be a good time to revisit goals in this situation and really think about what we want as far as trade-offs go. Now, we are going to move on to how you see yourself. Here we get the Six of Cups reversed. Okay, here we got the Six of Cups reversed. Now, the Six of Cups reversed can indicate that the past was so wonderful and so enjoyable that we are hanging on to it. Or it could be the opposite, perhaps. Something happened that we just can't let go of. We felt wronged in some way, emotionally abused in some way. So how do you see you see yourself in the past? You see yourself looking back a lot. Perhaps you're not living in the now. Perhaps you're not living right now, focusing on what's going on in front of you. Perhaps you're still looking back, trying to figure it all out. But it's time to stay in the present. That's what I believe this card is indicating about you. You need to know that that was part of your past, and that was a lesson for you to carry. The feelings that you got is a lesson for you to carry. That it all is a lesson for you to carry, but it's time to let it go. Let the event itself go. Okay, so now we're heading into your environment, and here we did get the devil. Doesn't necessarily mean the devil, that your environment is possessed by a devil, as we all know. It does mean, though, that you are hanging on to something. Just like I believe it ties in with how you see yourself, your environment has a big thing to do with that, too. So I believe that there's some work to do with your emotional state. That maybe you are limiting yourself, that you have some self-limiting beliefs about you. And maybe you're getting into some habits that aren't so great. Perhaps you're coming home and instead of doing a 10-minute walk around the block, you're smoking a big bowl of weed and then falling asleep for the rest of the night, getting nothing done. Or making friends, or whatever it is that you would be doing if you weren't smoking weed or getting drunk, or paying the penalties for whatever you're doing. You're paying a penalty for something and you don't know it, or you do. So it's something to look at. It's something to look at in your environment. Is there something that you can let go of? Is there some way you can make it a little easier for yourself? That would be the advice there. That it is good to be realistic, but not to let it overwhelm you so much that you can that you're frozen. There is no reason to not enjoy the present moment right now. And here is the beauty of that. Your hopes and fears. We got the Page of Swords. As a hope, this would be somebody who, when something is going on, when there is a time of need, crisis, anything, you can make a decisive action. You can take decisive action that's positive, that is smart, and there is no poor, sad, awful consequences. That this was a good move. You want to make good moves. You don't want to make bad moves. Perhaps part of your hopes and part of your fears is good and bad decision making. That might actually be something to look into, where you have great intuition. You have fabulous intuition. And I think you even have a great attitude. And yes, you did get screwed. But no, that doesn't mean you're going to have an easy ride for the rest of your life and just have the job that's, I don't know what kind of a job where it's not really a job and you get paid lots of money. I don't know. But that isn't going to happen. You might need to revisit the goals situation in your life, unless I'm misinterpreting it, in which I would really appreciate if someone let me know. However, let's move on to the outcome. The outcome is pleasant. The outcome is an opportunity of finances and an opportunity of education. So if we persevere, if we live in the moment, and if we are grateful, we should be doing great, giving ourselves plenty of opportunities for expansion, for growth, for friendships, for love, for money, for whatever it is that you're looking for. So I hope this helps for your week. Thank you for being here and have a great evening.